We don't see her that much. Maybe she's lucky. That's why she has achieved so much. But I can tell you right now, if there is one person that has been unlucky in this business, it's me. I work my business. I work. That is why today I have been tasked to tell you about building and sustaining momentum is key for your next level of growth and achieving long-term business success. Before I go there, I saw previous speakers that came here. They were sharing some stats on the screen with the global rally qualifications. I was like, wow, people are working. And I was so inspired. I didn't bring my stats today because I didn't want anyone to faint here. I wanted the leaders here to still live intact. Because if I would bring my stats here, you start fainting. Let me get into the training, it's getting late. Importance of building momentum in your business. Because I'm sure if I have to train you about building the momentum, you need to know why is it important for you to build that momentum. Building momentum in your business accelerates progress for both your team and the leader. So it's important for you to always build momentum in your team, because without momentum, you will have a dead team. And with a dead team, you will not progress as a leader. Momentum builds energy and excitement. You all know what an excited team does. So we need to have an excited team. It also improves retention. People don't stay where there is no momentum. They will leave. You will say you cannot retain your people, but it's because there is no momentum. They don't know whether they're going or they're coming. They don't know where they are. They are so lost and confused because momentum is not there. It also improves the credibility of a leader. When you are building the momentum, doing all the activities that will be building the momentum, people will see you as a credible leader. If you've got a team that has got momentum, people will look at you and say, her team has always held this momentum. That means that leader is a credible leader. That I can also want to be part of their team. People must want to be part of your team because they see the momentum in your team. It also increases earning potential for both the team and the leader. We all know that as much as we are in the health and wellness business, we are here for money. Let's be honest. We are here for money. We are here to earn. So if your team doesn't have momentum, you are not going to earn. Consistency. There must be consistency in action in your activities. So if you are building momentum, you don't do the activities that are building that momentum today and tomorrow you are not doing them. You must be consistent. If you've got a team that has got momentum, you don't even have to have 100 people in your team. You can have 20 people and still be that leader that has got a solid team. I was actually looking at my stats today, this morning, and I said to myself, you know what? As much as I do not have many leaders, but I have got quality leaders. I always call my leaders in Xhosa will understand DT. ndiyingqagqam enengqagqam zayo. I am a strong leader that has got strong leaders. I do not have many leaders in my team, but the ones I have, yay. Those ladies that are sitting there, they will show you flames. Those ladies can work. It's because of the momentum that I have always been building in my team. How to build momentum. Let's get to the how part now. You've heard why is it important and how is important. How to build that momentum. I know why CSM chose this topic for me. It's because since I have been a manager at Forever Living, I have always been in the top 10 of Southern Africa. Even as a soaring manager, I've always been in the top 10 because of the quality that I've produced in my team. How do you build that momentum? You set clear goals. You give your team clear goals. Don't be vague about your goals. They must be achievable and relevant goals. How? You can't take someone that did 1 CC last month and tell them to do 10 CCs this month. It's not going to happen. What is going to happen is that you are going to discourage that person. When that person looks at the goal or the target and thinks that I'm not gonna achieve this, they might as well not do it. So in my team, if you've done 1 CC this month, the next month I'm going to tell you to do 2 CCs. You can even do 4 because you'll be excited because you see that the target that I've given you is achievable. You know how exciting it is when you are given a target that you can achieve? But if you are given a target that you can't achieve, you might as well not do it. Because you can see it's not gonna happen, and my coach is not gonna be happy, so I might as well not start. So giving your downlines a target that is not relevant, that is not achievable, is discouraging them. They are not going to do it. So you need to, if you did 36 things last month, the next month you want to do 60 case credits, talk to your teams to double what they did the previous month. If they did 1, 2, you're not gonna get 36 from one person. Don't train your downlines, because if you train them now, what are they going to do next month? If they have to stretch themselves, what are they going to do next month? Because they're going to stretch themselves to get to the targets that you want. So if they did 1, they must do 2 the next month. After 2, you can say 4. Because if you've already done 2 CCs, the next month you can see that 4 CCs is achievable. And if they double that, your 60 CCs is coming. You also double your effort, you will get your double your case credits. Goals must have a time frame. They must have a time frame, is very important. You set goals and you say, you must achieve this at this particular time, so that they know there's an urgency behind the goals that they are going to do. Because if you say, become a manager, and you don't tell them when, and you don't draw a plan for them to say, from first month you do 10 CCs, next month 15, next month 25, the next month 35, 45, and all of that, they are not going to do it because they don't know when they are supposed to do it. I remember when I was a supervisor, I went to a presentation in Centurion, and when I was a supervisor, I was relaxed, thinking that next month I will try and do assistant manager. I'm relaxed. It's my 3rd month in the business, or 4th month. And then I saw someone that did a manager in 3 months. And I was like, yo, all along I did not set myself a time frame. I was just doing the business, thinking that when I'm a supervisor, maybe I'm starting to think that I'm supervising people then, that I've achieved. But now I can see people are doing things and they're doing them there's a time frame to it. Then I started thinking to myself, no man, I need to start moving. So if you give time frames, they will know when they must do the task that you've given them. There must be a sense of urgency. Success loves speed. Oh, Gabisile Mbata, my late upline used to say that. At his where's no? Where's no? Yashesh. Success loves speed. So you must try and achieve whatever you can achieve. Don't say, no, I've just done level 1 car inside, go to level 2. You must be urgent. Because if you understand that success loves speed, you will find yourself achieving things that you didn't even dream of. When I qualified for my first chairman's bonus, I was a manager for 4 months. For 4 months. Gabi said to me, you can just do car incentives, move. And I focused on those car incentives, and the next thing, I'm a chairman's bonus qualifier in 4 months. Speed. I always say, stay on your lane. Don't compete with other people, stay on your lane. But don't choose the yellow lane. It must not be the yellow line. It must be a lane. There's a difference between the lane and the yellow line. So don't walk on the yellow line on the outside of the road. Be on the lane. If you're on the slow lane, it's okay. You will get where you're going. But don't choose the yellow. You will never get to where you're going. Emphasize action and the importance of taking action immediately. If you say they must have a plans, they must give you their plans for the month, then you discuss them. They must action them immediately. Because if you say, okay, you're going to do it by the end of the month, I mean, someone now that is going to do 4 CCs should at least have 1 CC now on the scoreboard, on their CCs. They can't say, fold their hands and say, I'm going to do 4 CCs. They're not going to do that 4 CCs at the end of the month, all of it. Immediately start actioning your goals. First day of the month, you must clock with your 1 case credit. You are actioning now. You're starting to take action of what you want to achieve. Consistency. There must be consistency in actioning activities. You can't be here today and not be here tomorrow. You can't be posting on your socials about forever living. The next day, you are not posting. On that day, you are not posting, and then you come again after 2 months when you are stressed and you're not getting the case studies that you're looking for. You go now and post, you disappear. You become consistent. Consistency is very important. Even in your group, you all have on WhatsApp groups. Every day on your group, motivate your team. Be consistent in that motivation. Because people are not motivated every day. I am also not motivated every day. Sometimes I pull myself and push myself because of the discipline. But you know your downlines may not be able to do that. They will need you to motivate them every day. Be a motivation. The importance of social media and routine use of social media platforms is very important. People need to know that you have not disappeared. You have not left forever. They must still know that you are still there. Because they may not decide to join the business today. But when they want to join in to see if they see you've disappeared, they will go and look for someone that is always talking about forever, that is always posting, that is always attending events, forever events. So your consistency is important because people look at us and they join us. People don't join forever, they know forever. When they join your business, they are joining you now because they've seen everyone that does forever living. Do you get my point? There's many of us on social media talking about forever living. So when they join you, it's not about forever living now. They've heard about it, they understand, they love the product, they love the business, but now they are joining you. They've seen Ncumisa, they don't want to join Ncumisa. They join you because they want you. So it's important how you conduct yourself on that social media platform because you need to be consistent. You need to be there all the time. Celebrate both small wins and big wins. Celebrate small wins. Even if someone has done one CC, send a message. I hope no one is going to take a video of this, what I'm going to say now. Don't forget your big winners. You know what we do as uplines? Once someone is doing well, we easily forget those that are doing well. We focus on those small winners. Now, it's as if we're saying to the big winners, for you to get my attention, you must be mediocre. Because we don't care about big winners. We're like, wait, she knows what she's doing. But they still need our motivation. So let's not forget those big winners. Emphasize the importance of maintaining and improving. In my team, I always tell them that it's either you maintain or you improve. So if you did 2 CCs this month, if you can't do 4 CCs, at least go back to your 2 CCs. We are not growing backwards. So you have to maintain what you did last month or you improve. It's always the best to improve. But if you can't or if you couldn't improve, at least maintain. I even say to my assistant supervisors, guys, you cannot do 0 CC in the whole month. That means you are not in the business. That means you are not making money. When you join the business as an assistant supervisor, that was 2 CCs. So at least maintain your level. Do your 2 CCs. Because now if you are not going to do 2 CCs, you are going to do 0, you are the same as a person that hasn't even joined the business. You are a preferred customer. At least maintain your level. I'm giving them that thing of thinking that they are in a certain level. I'm telling them that as an assistant supervisor, that level needs to be maintained. And assistant supervisor is 2 CCs. So you maintain that assistant supervisor with 2 CCs. Put them in that broadcast list and tell them that. Is very important. Always encourage your team to try again if they do not become successful in their task. It's not the end of the world. If they don't achieve the task you've given them for that month, they can try again. I know the mistake that we make as uplines. We've got our own pressures. We've got our own goals. And then when the downlines don't do what we wanted them to do, because remember, when we tell them that we want that 4 CCs, you know how that 4 CCs is going to help you achieve your 100 CCs. So when they don't do it, they may be breaking your goals. You don't have to be mad at them. Even though you'll be like, this one. I remember the other month, there was a downline that disappointed me at the last month. I wanted to do my 100 club. Who then knows the story? And she didn't do anything in that month. I was so frustrated. I was like, I don't know why she didn't buy anything. They didn't go to the product center. They said they're going to go to the product center and they didn't go. I was so frustrated. But I didn't show her that I'm frustrated. I kept saying to her, no, you'll try next month, but inside I'm like, I was like, I know. You will come back stronger. I know you will. Don't worry. But inside I'm like, know that you've cost me an iPad. But I'm not showing her that. I know even our uplines sometimes they look at our performance and say, yo, this man, I don't know what this one was doing. It cost him. But you can't say that. You need to encourage it because you still need them next month, most. Yes. Encourage positive thinking and always be positive. Your downlines must know you as that positive leader. Don't entertain negativity. Even in your group, in my group, when you start with negativity, I look at you once, and I'm like, this one is not gonna last year. Because I don't like negative. There are people that are negative, people that like complaining. And it's always those ones that are not performing. Those that will ask you, what is gonna happen if I don't do 4CCs? What should happen? Why is there something that's supposed to happen? Why are you even asking that? And I always say to them, those ones that are asking, what is gonna happen if I don't do 4CCs? I say, you know what? In my journey or my history at Forever, I know that once a person asks that question, that person will never be a manager. And they will never ask that question again because they want to be managers first. I say, I've always noticed someone that is asking me what is going to happen if I don't do 4CCs, that person will never make it to manager because I don't remember asking my sponsor that question. Your future is clear in this business. Also start asking those questions. Why are you not doing 4CCs when people are talking about 4CCs? Already you are negative. You don't want to work. So negativity, don't encourage it. Don't even go to social media, guys, and be a negative. Don't be negative just about anything. Don't be negative. We've got our issues, our internal issues in our business. I mean, working with people, we're always going to have issues. But let's not go and display them in the outside world. Yeah, that's right. Let's not have people coming to us and say, I saw someone posting this and I thought maybe she's talking to you. Let's not give them that. Let's post about ourselves, about our business. Let's not talk negatively about each other or about the business. Let's not complain on social media. Improve and evolve. Keep on evolving until you find what works at that moment and teach your team. Evolving is very important. I always make an example of Samsung, the phone. Samsung was competing with BlackBerry and Nokia at some stage. BlackBerry disappeared, Nokia disappeared, but Samsung is still standing, competing with Apple. You know what they did? They evolved. They kept checking what's working, and then they did that. Because when Nokia failed, when they asked their CEO what happened, Nokia CEO said, nothing happened. We didn't do anything wrong. We did nothing. We didn't change. We didn't change anything. And we failed because we didn't change. Adapt. Adapt. Travel to your teams. Guys, I think 2 speakers spoke about traveling. Travel. You don't have to travel every month, but those people need to see you. They chose you as the leader. They need your presence. People, I will be on TikTok and talking about Forever. I mean, they fear someone else, but they say, I love your aura. They need to come and see that. I need to go there so that they can see the aura that they loved when they joined me. They get motivated when they see you. Get your love and your attention. That is how you're going to build your the momentum in your team. They must see you, even if it's once or twice in 4 months. Travel is very important to build a team because even people that are looking at you on your socials, if you are not traveling, they will not join you if they, let's say you are in Joburg and they're in the Eastern Cape. They've never seen you in the Eastern Cape. That's not going to attract them to you because they've never seen you going there. So people want your presence. Traveling builds their trust and motivation. Work deep within your team. You may recruit a person and that person may not be a diamond. But that person that is not a diamond may recruit a diamond. Or maybe your diamond may be even the third person down. Work deep within your team. Because even working with the third one that is motivated and is a diamond is going to motivate the second and the first generation. You know how much a working downline is motivating? So imagine if you're working with that third generation that is motivated, it's going to motivate the second and the first generation. And that momentum will work for you because at the end of the day, you may just get a chairman's bonus leg there. I'm running out of time. Sustaining momentum. You've built the momentum. You've done all that I've said you must do. But now you need to sustain that momentum. Building is always easier. I'm not saying building is easy, but it's easier than sustaining. Sustaining is not easy. You know when they say it's easier to get at the top than staying at the top. Yeah? Building is what takes you to the top, but sustaining is what keeps you there. So you need to sustain that momentum. Number one, you need to focus. Starve distractions and feed your focus. If you have not had distractions in your business or in your journey, you are not successful yet. You must get those distractions that will make you feel like, you know what, I'm doing it. And you know what you do? You starve them, you feed your focus. Yes, the distractions are going to come. I mean, working with people is always going to come with distractions. But focus. You know why you came to this business. Teach your team the same thing. Teach your team everything that you are doing. Adapt to changes. Market, industry, and economy evolve and encourage your team to do the same thing. I've already touched on evolving. Okay, you cannot sustain momentum in 2025 the same way you did in 2015. No, it's not gonna happen. You need to evolve. You need to look for what's working in 2025. I remember when I started TikTok, I have never been a TikTok person, I've always been a Facebook person. Then when I started TikTok, I said even to my leaders, they know, I said, you know what? I'm seeing that people are working on TikTok and TikTok is working. I'm going there. I don't like doing videos. I'm not comfortable. But TikTok is what is working today. And as a leader, you must tap into what's working at this moment. And I went into that TikTok and people think that I've been doing it for years. It's because I've been consistent. And I've told myself that I have to do it. Lead by example. Your team must look at you and say that's our leader. They must not be embarrassed to tell people that you are their leader because you are leading by example. You are your team's benchmark. If you can't do 66, do you think someone in your team thinks that they can do it? The minute you don't see your leader in the 60 club, you already know that there is no way you're going to get there. Yes, you are your team's benchmark. There is no way that your downlines will think that they can do something that you cannot do. Don't expect that is why you see me trending on 300 Club. I want to show my leaders that I'm their benchmark, they must come. Don't expect your team to do what you cannot do. Don't put your expectations on your team sitting there in the corner thinking like, I'm gonna wait for Zen to do this for me. No. Do it yourself, show them so that they can follow you. Because if you're going to expect your team, you are going to push your people to do things that they are not supposed to do because you're putting pressure on them to do what you yourself cannot do. You can't do your 4CCs on the 31st as a leader. Because that means you're struggling to do your own 4CCs. So what do you think your assistant supervisor is going to get 4CCs if you can't do? You take the whole 31 days to do 4CCs while you are a leader. You are struggling to do 4CCs. You can't ask your downlines to do 4CCs. Because it takes you 31 days to do just one 4CCs. You are struggling. If you're doing your 4CCs on the 31st or on the 30th, you are a struggling leader. And you can't tell your downlines to do 4CCs because 4CCs clean up. Show a growth mindset and action to inspire your team. Always inspire your team. Be inspiring. Oh my gosh, I still have a lot. Track progress regularly. So that you can advise and encourage your team. You can't encourage and advise your team. Use your FFP360 if you don't track their progress. Address challenges and find solutions. Be a solution-driven leader. I hate someone that always comes with problems. You know, when you've got a problem, you must think of a solution. You can't spend 90% of your time thinking about the problem. That problem must be 10%, then 90% of your time thinking about the solution. I love solutions. Like, I'm always like, okay, this is the problem, then what am I going to do? If you are not solution-driven, you are not a leader. Keep building and introducing new people to your business so that your downlines can also see that you are doing what they are doing, what that you ask them to do. You know, when you recruit new people into the business, those people are motivated and excited. I've heard some leaders that will say, I've got a group for new people, I've got a group for old people. Don't do that. Mix them. So that those new people that are still excited can rub it on the old ones. You know, the old ones, when they see the new ones that are performing, they start panicking. This person just came yesterday and this person was already doing supervisor. Then they start pulling up their socks. Don't separate them. Because they're going to keep the old ones with their negativity there and then the new ones positive. You must mix them so that they can rub off each other. Raise leaders and make sure they know how to build and sustain. Quality leaders that I was talking about. So by building and sustaining momentum in your business, you will be well on your way to achieving long-term success and reaching the next level of growth. Thank you very much, leaders. I know I took too much time, but my MC is already waiting for me.